Let's go, let's go. Hello? Okay. All righty, I'm going to be a teacher. If you hear me, clap once. All right, presidential power. I like that. All righty, I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. Today is a day that we're going to celebrate my president of the Common Council, Van Robinson. You know, you know what people always say, give people their flowers. So today I'm going to give Van his flowers. But before I do that, I would like to give these to his missus because she has allowed us for all of these years to share her husband. Yeah, beautiful. I like that one with the hold on. But what I want to say is, Van has led the charge for so many years in the city of Syracuse. He had a vision that people couldn't see. When he talked about 81, people looked at him like he was talking about pie in the sky vision. And we're talking about, I think I looked at the article, it was 1997. And we're talking about, we're at 2023 now, and your vision, Van, has finally taken place. They're bringing the highway down. So, as I have the microphone, before we move any further, Counselor, I am going to call Mayor Walsh up to read a proclamation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Van, I'm sorry I'm a little underdressed for the occasion, but it's a little hot outside, and I know you can appreciate after sweating it out at the fair for the past 10 days, we gotta stay cool. So, but it really is my honor to be here with you and with all of you. I mean, what a reunion we have going here. Some many familiar, friendly faces. So for all of you that haven't been in City Hall in a while, welcome back. We're thrilled to have you. It really is, as we often talk about at these events, it is a family. And like any family, we don't always get along. Definitely witnessed quite a few of those examples right here in these chambers. Used to be in the back of the room. Now I can't even watch them on TV because I start yelling at the screen. So I just let you all do your work up here. But beyond all of that is a couple things. One is passion. We all love this city. And Van, we know how much you love this city. And really today, it's about showing how much we all love you. As someone that is still paying my dues, it's leaders like you that have paved the way for all of us, and we are honored to follow in your footsteps. And we can't fit in your shoes; they're too large. But we certainly do our best to honor your legacy and everything you've done to get us to this point in our city. So thank you for that. And it is in that spirit that I will share this proclamation with you and everyone here. It reads, whereas Van Robinson was born in the Bronx, New York, moved to Syracuse in 1968, where he began his career in community activism and politics, and was appointed to the City of Syracuse Board of Zoning Appeals. I have a board position open right now in case you're interested in coming back. Whereas Robinson is known for his civic advocacy while on the Syracuse Common Council, which he served on for 17 years, making a name for himself as the first elected official on record to advocate for the I-81 viaducts to be replaced with a community grid in pursuit of economic, social, and environmental justice. And whereas Robinson retired with several personal and professional accolades, including being elected as the first African-American president of the Syracuse Common Council, as well as being the recipient of the Herman Edge Award, NAACP Freedom Award, the Interfaith Leadership Award, among others, and was honored for his life of civic and community service with the naming of the Pan-African Village at the New York State Fair. And whereas Robinson, a veteran of the United States Navy, is a member of the USS Antietam Naval Association, and traveled to Washington, D.C. as part of the 10th anniversary honor flight crew. And whereas Robinson married his wife, Linda Brown Robinson, to become the proud father of 2 children, Van E. and Donetta, a grandfather to Jackie, Jovan, and Claude, and a great-grandfather to Jovan Jr. And whereas today we commemorate Van Robinson for his decades of service to the city of Syracuse and the larger central New York community. Now, therefore, I, Ben Walsh, mayor of the city of Syracuse, hereby proclaim the 5th day of September 2023 to be Van Robinson Day in the city of Syracuse. Thank you, Van.
Thank you, Mayor Walsh. And with that, we have a lot of good surprises for you, Van, so just stay seated. Mayor Walsh, thank you. Councilor Hogan?
Okay.
No, you go for it.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank all our brothers and sisters in the county ledge here. We have a former county executive here. In Van, we have all your people from the Common Council here. We're going to let all the former councilors sit in their old seats like it's the old days, you know, if it's your permission, of course. Van led the council with dignity and grace. It's a tough thing when you're a politician. Van also told me about 100 times, Hoagie, you got to calm down, you know. He is a mentor, a friend, and a great example of a public servant. You know, it is your day here. And I'm going to pass this over to President Hudson, and we're going to read this resolution, correct? Is this how we got it planned?
I guess. Okay. It says, resolution to honor Van B. Robinson for his unwavering dedication to the city of Syracuse and for his tireless advocacy for the removal of the elevated portion of Interstate 81. Whereas the elevated portion of Interstate 81 was built through downtown Syracuse in the 1950s and 1960s. I'm doing pretty good with no glasses. Casting aside more than 1,000 people who lived in the old 15th Ward, a thriving, predominantly African-American community.
And whereas Van B. Robinson arrived in Syracuse in 1968, immediately took note of the dramatic impact the Interstate 81 had on the downtown and their surrounding neighborhoods, and creating a physical barrier that became the ultimate symbol of division in this city.
And whereas Van quickly grew tired of all the trash and litter buildup and exhaust fumes that drifted into family homes. When he first joined the Syracuse Common Council in 1999 as councilor at large, Van had already been rallying neighborhood groups around the idea of demolishing I-81 for years, and he became one of the first elected officials to champion the idea of removing the viaduct to create a street-level boulevard, eliminating an eyesore and a public health hazard while reuniting downtown in the process.
And whereas, despite often being met by skeptics when talking about tearing down 81, Van knew the community must decide what it wanted the future to be, and he hung in there, never giving up the fight to improve the quality of life for residents living in the shadow of the viaduct. And
whereas, by 2009, the idea of removing the viaduct had gained momentum. And when Van was elected to Common Council president that November, he became the first African-American to hold that office, and he was determined to use his bully pulpit to further advance change, holding meetings with Syracuse University, Upstate Medical Hospital, the Chamber of Commerce, state transportation officials, and various community stakeholders.
And whereas Van B. Robinson was a visionary ahead of his time, able to recognize the disaster and impact that the 81 viaduct had had on the city long before many others. And during his 18-year tenure on the Common Council and beyond, Van's spirit of community activism has never diminished, always believing that there is still more to be done.
And be it resolved that the Syracuse Common Council, as duly elected representatives of the proud citizens of the city of Syracuse, do hereby honor Van B. Robinson's lifelong dedication to the city of Syracuse, his steadfast commitment to improving our neighborhoods, schools, parks, and overall quality of life by officially, all righty, and quality of life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And so what I am going to do, I am going to take a little presidential leeway. And I am going to ask every counselor that served with Van to please come forward. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Mr. Magnarelli, you didn't serve with Van? Come on.
All right.
Chris Ryan, Chris Ryan, Bill Magnarelli, come on, sir, come on. So, what we're gonna do, counselors, come on. I need you guys, you're part of this equation, all of you, come on. I said, come on. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, there you see this wonderful line of people, some of y'all don't even know, how you doing? So, I'm gonna give each one of you, because there's so many, a brief moment, couple of words, just to say something about Van Robinson. Now I'm timing, okay? And I cut you off. Okay, come on.
I am not. Oh, great, I get to go first. Where's Van? I just want to thank Van for his tremendous service to this city that we all love, and thank him for the time that he took when I first started to sit down with me and share his wisdom in the many years that he'd been on the council, because I knew he was always a trusted mentor on the council. Thank you.
I had no plans to come anywhere near this microphone. Van, we had a lot of conversations in that back office, man. A lot of planning, a lot of battles. You know, appreciate all of your wisdom, all of your time you committed to the city. Most importantly, the fight for the 81 Viaduct. I appreciate you. Thank you.
President Robinson, one word, grace. 2 words, dignity. 3 words, mentor. When I first came on the council in 1987, and through my last time on the council, working with you, always steady Eddie, just a man of honor and dignity that gave us all a sense that while we may have differences, we found a way to work together because of your leadership. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thank you for Linda. Linda, you're going to make me cry. The 2 of you have meant so much to me personally and to this city. I will always be grateful until I'm no longer here. Thank you both.
We're usually together, so that's a good. You don't know the Yeah. We are the 2 Republicans in the room. Yeah, 3. Oh, hey, Tony. Oh, jeez, come on. So, Nader, you put it beautifully. I mean, I had the pleasure of voting for Van to be in the council as a Republican. If I could emulate my life after someone, Van, how you led your life, kindness, integrity, grace, intelligence, caring, and passion, I would do that as best I can. So I couldn't be more prouder of you, and you made a great impact on me, knowing me, especially at a young age when I was in the council, and I look at you as a mentor, and I love you, and I'm proud of you.
Jimmy Mahaney. No, he's Mahaney.
I've been called worse.
Yes, you have. Van, it's been a pleasure knowing you. It was an honor to serve with you. We came on as colleagues, but we walked away friends, and it's been a friendship for 20-some years now. And I'm very proud of that, and I have great respect for you. And even though I am one of those extinct people now, and as I was a Republican, but we always worked well together, and it was always very a pleasure to work with you. And you know, I hold it very dearly to be able to call you a friend.
Van and Linda, it's such an honor to be here, and so well deserved for both of you. I mean, what has been said before, that's all we have to say. You know, myself and the other roles I've had with you and the party, you've showed me how to work with dignity across party lines, always respecting other people of different points of view, and of course, different races and ethnicities. And you're true mentors. You're the godfather and godmother of our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I would echo what the others have said, but I would add, I'm going to just tell you two quick things. One is we had a very friendly city council Board of Education basketball game. I don't know if you remember that, over at Manley Fieldhouse. And Mike Atkins, who I don't see, but Mike elbowed Van. And then I represented Van in his lawsuit against Mike Atkins, which we handled right here in these Common Council chambers. So, and then the other thing I want to say is I gained lifelong friends in Van and Linda, and for that I'll just be forever grateful. Van is one of the people who came and spent a day with my father when my father could no longer get out and about, and Van came and visited him and sat with him and regaled him with stories, and it's something that it meant a lot to my father, and it means a lot to me and my family, and it just epitomizes the kind of person that you are. You're really who you seem like you are. You're one of the most wonderful people I know, and this is well-deserved. Congratulations.
Van's laughing before I even started, so I don't know if that's good or bad, Van. He's like, here comes this joker. There's not much more I can say other than one quick story. When we were elected together in the fall of 2001 to take office here in 2002, Van talked about the comprehensive plan because we had wooden pipes in the city, and he talked about taking down 81. When he talked about the wooden pipes, I said, this guy's got to be nuts. We can't have wooden pipes out there. Then he's talking about taking down 81. I said, no, now I know this guy is really nuts because those two things can't be true. Well, little did I know, both were true. 81 should come down. The city needed a comprehensive plan, and Van took care of both of those things. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Van, all those days at IHOP on Sunday morning, me, you, and Van, and Mike Atkins, just trying to get the city agenda and move some things forward. But as everyone said here, you've been a real mentor and a gentleman and a real scholar for all of us. And I really appreciate all the years of service and working with you. And so it's a real honor for you to be here today and for us to spend that time with you. And you're the best. That's all I can say. That's my time. You're the best.
Van, I just want to say thanks for all the great work you've done for all of us here in the city that we love. Thanks, Van.
Hi, Van. Hi, Linda. I always thought that Van was the man with a plan, and I'm happy to see that plan come to fruition. For those of you who've been around, I'd also like the record to reflect that today, September 5th, on Van Robinson Day, I agree with Councilor Hogan and Councilor Maroon. Class, dignity, and mentor.
That's right. Well, we didn't serve on the Common Council together, but back in I think it was 96, I was introduced to you by Armand Magnarelli. Armand Magnarelli told me, this is somebody that you have to listen to. And Armand was always right, okay? I just want to say thank you for your friendship, you and Linda. It's meant a great deal to me. Thank you very much.
I see what everybody else has said, right? But Van, Linda, thank you so much. But from the perspective from the county legislature and all the legislators that we have here, class, dignity, everything else. But I'll say this, but every single time I spoke to you, I felt like I was smarter. So thank you so much. And thank you for everything you did. So thank you.
Blue Lobster, yeah. President Robinson, yeah, look, you were a shining example of what a statesman should be. You know, you showed me how to put people over politics. I was able to come in here and work with you. And I'll tell you a little snippet. You know, my father really looked up to you. He's not able to be here today, but when I got here, the only thing he told me was, keep your mouth shut for a little while. You don't know what you don't know. He goes, but listen to President Robinson. He knows what time it is. So, thank you.
It's the first time he's ignoring a mic.
I just was commenting to everybody that I think Van and I, right, Linda, go back way, way back when I was first on the council and he was first on the council. And it has been a pleasure because he is a gentleman. The things that we were able to come up with, term limits, the minority business enterprise law, and housing and code enforcement, all of those things, he was a leader in them, and he was my partner. And I love him dearly. And Van, God bless you.
Bobby.
You know, if I knew I was going to do this, I would have worn my big boy pants today. So I remember way back when I was just a little kid going into Swallows and seeing Van sitting at the corner. And I realized this guy's okay. Maybe I'll try to do some of what he did. But I was always inspired, particularly by his never-ending desire to knock 81 down and just fighting through that his entire life. And he did so much good. And because of knowing him, I got to meet Linda also, which is a double joy. So thank you very much.
Okay, so now I want to bring presidential privilege. All of my colleagues, my previous colleagues, to the front, please. You standing there looking at me, like, go. I mean current. I meant current. Let's. Yeah, you guys can be relieved. Thank you for your service, everybody in this room. I mean you. I mean you. I said the wrong thing. Okay, move. Get out the way. Move.
How you doing?
All righty. So you're here first, Rita.
Oh, dear. Good afternoon, everybody. Van, I met Van in 2005, and actually when I met Van, it was not through City Council. I had just been appointed as the Executive Director at the Spanish Action League. He was the very first call I got to congratulate me for that appointment. And from then on, he was one of my mentors, and I appreciate absolutely everything you've done since then for the Latino community in Syracuse, and how it humbles us to have you as our mentor. So thank you very much.
Knowing you since I was a little kid, now you see me here. It's a pleasure, honor, and privilege to be able to be a part of your life. And I just love you. Appreciate everything you did for us.
Van, I think when you sit in these chairs, it's really easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, small-time things. And it's really hard to look at long-term things that are going to impact this community for a generation. And you're one of the best that's ever done it for looking at the long-term things. So thank you very much.
Can you move over a little bit? Hi. I just want to say thank you for paving the way for us. I didn't have the honor to serve on a council with you, but coming in, you were one of the people that I was able to talk to before I got elected. And anytime I see you at any event, it's always with a big smile, and you always have like good advice for me. And with Linda, the same thing. Every time I see you, it's always hugs and smiles. And I just appreciate everything that you did for all of us and for paving the way for people like me to be able to sit in this seat now. So thank you.
And I'll tag on to her coat string. She said it great. What you've done paved the way for so many people in the future to come. We still don't even know the amazing impact it's going to have. We're guessing at it. So thank you for taking the risks, for persevering, for staying engaged, and for risking yourself and your family. I mean, Linda's right by your side. Thank God we know who the brains behind the operation always is, right? The lady behind it, supporting him. So, thank you for doing that. You're a role model, you're a legend, you're a mentor, and I'm grateful.
Mr. Robinson and Mrs. Robinson, I just want to give you my heart, because what you have done for our community, you paved the way in so many ways. There's no words that can describe it, right? You were the first, right, Black African-American president on a council, right? You paved the way for us in the community. And it gave opportunities. So we're a little bit more diverse. We got more women here. Because I was looking before, I see there's a whole bunch of men. So I had to throw that out there. But no, thank you. I appreciate everything you have done for us. And it's still doing, right? Because it's still a constant, fight, right? And I thank you. And in the words I would say, let's go.
So, a lot of people today have talked about Mr. Robinson work. But I'm going to talk a little bit about his character, because when I talk about his character, I met him in 2003, just fresh as a refugee. And I met him through a man named Peter Couch, who is now serving his 14th year in the United States Army, a lost boy. And through him, he drew us in. He was one of the few people that helped us get introduced to our Black community in Syracuse. And for us, it meant so much. He went as far as even as lost boys and as refugees. He worked with us to help bring some of our government officials that we have not seen in years to help us with closure, because as you know, with trauma, with refugee, with everything, one of the most important things that you can do is to help somebody with closure. And part of that is connect them with their past life so that they can look at their past life. And he did that for us, him and Mike Atkins. They did that for us, and forever, Mr. Robinson, I'm going to be grateful. Thank you.
So if I stood up here and told you what the two of them mean to me personally, I would be up here all day. But I won't be, because I have to be faster than Shoal. But let me talk about just one thing about Van Robinson. January 1st, my new district cuts right around their building, so they are in my district. So I actually will get to be his common councilor. And when passing my petitions this past year, Van said, come on over. And I thought he meant, they'll sign my petitions. And I should have known better, because instead what he did was he got his little walking chair there and rode the elevator with me to the top floor, which is 13 floors, Van. And then went all the way down through the building. Every single Democrat in that building, we knocked on the door. And usually when I knock on a door, I kind of get a side glance, like, who the hell is this big, tall guy standing in here? With Van standing next to me, all of a sudden it was like, hello, it's so nice to see you. And the dedication that day speaks to what kind of person that we have right here. So I knew that day, and I know now that when they start to rip that viaduct down, he is likely to be standing there with a shovel and a saw and anything else that he can have in his hand to take the first swing at that monstrosity. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart, both of you.
All right. So Van and Linda, them little backyard cookouts we used to have, I ain't think I'd be sitting here with you guys today. I remember all those. I was so big, but we ain't gonna tell all that. Okay. So if I can get everybody, Van, you and Linda, I need you to go to the back of the room, please. Yes, let's go. Up. This way, Cho. And as Van goes to the back of the room, I would like everybody to redirect their sight to the back of the room. To the door, Cho. And President Robinson, before you sit down, I'm gonna need you to rip off those yellow papers on the door. Before you sit, sir, rip off the paper.
President Hudson, did we get permission from John Kapanis to do this?
So there's coffee, there's cookies, there's things in the back, so you can mingle with Mr. Robinson if you like. And thank you to every counselor that came out to support this. Thank you so very much.
Oh, I'm gonna go tell him that.